At the beginning of the story, we see two brothers. The older brother's name is Bill and the younger one is Georgie. Bill makes a small paper boat for him. Georgie happily takes the boat outside and places it in the rainwater flowing along the street. The little boat starts floating forward, and Georgie runs after it excitedly. Suddenly, the boat falls into a storm drain. Georgie bends down to look inside, but it's completely dark. Just then, he sees two glowing eyes staring back at him. Terrified, he freezes in place. A moment later, the terrifying clown Pennywise appears. Georgie reaches his hand inside to grab his boat, but Pennywise suddenly bites his arm and drags him into the drain. The scene then shifts to a farm, where a boy named Mike is standing with a gun pointed at a sheep. His father has told him to shoot it, but Mike is too scared to do it. Seeing this, his father takes the gun and shoots the sheep himself. He angrily tells Mike that, if he wants to survive in this world, he has to learn to do difficult things. After this, we see several students standing outside their school, including Bill and his friends. They are talking about their projects. Nearby, a woman is waiting outside the school for her daughter, who has been missing for a whole week. The mother still hopes her daughter will return. Suddenly, a group of bullies arrives and starts harassing Bill's friends. Bill shouts at them angrily and warns them to stop. One of the bullies, Henry, approaches him and says he only spared him before because of his brother, but not anymore. However, when Henry notices some police officers nearby, he leaves. Later, Bill returns home, still deeply sad about his missing brother. To prove something, he places a dummy into a pipe and pours water into it. The dummy flows out from the other side. Bill tells his father that maybe Georgie also floated somewhere far away and might still be alive. But his father becomes angry and tells him Georgie is gone and will never come back. Meanwhile, Mike comes to town to sell sheep meat. Suddenly, he sees the same group of bullies following him. He quickly hides and manages to avoid them. While unloading the meat, he hears strange noises from a nearby door. Suddenly, many creepy hands try to push out from inside the door. The door opens by itself, and Mike sees the shadow of Pennywise. He freezes in fear. Just then, the bullies arrive again, and Henry threatens Mike to leave town. Elsewhere, Bill's friend Stan is in his room putting away a book when his door suddenly opens. A strange woman suddenly crawls out of a painting. Terrified, Stan runs away. At the same time, Ben is in the school library reading about Pennywise. He learns something horrifying. Every 27 years, Pennywise returns and kills many children. While reading, Ben notices a red balloon floating behind him. He follows it and soon finds strange egg-like objects. Suddenly the lights start flickering. Then he sees a creepy headless child walking down the stairs. Ben panics and runs away, realizing Pennywise is behind it. As he escapes outside, the bullies catch him and begin attacking him. Henry even carves the letter H into Ben's stomach. Somehow Ben manages to escape and run away. Meanwhile, Bill and his friends go to the end of the drain where Georgie disappeared. Bill still believes his brother might be alive. While searching, they find a shoe, but it doesn't belong to Georgie. It belongs to the missing girl whose mother was waiting at school. This means she was also a victim of Pennywise. Richie warns everyone that they shouldn't go any further because it's too dangerous. Soon Ben arrives injured, and the group takes him to a pharmacy for medicine. They don't have enough money, but Beverly distracts the shopkeeper so the others can grab the supplies and run away. Later, they bandage Ben's wounds. Meanwhile, one of Henry's friends goes into the sewer looking for Ben. Inside, he encounters horrifying burned figures. As he tries to escape, a red balloon floats toward him and suddenly pops. Pennywise appears and kills him. Later, the friends gather at Ben's house where many paintings hang on the walls. One of them includes Pennywise, showing that the clown is still watching them. On the other side, Eddie is walking home when he notices a creepy abandoned house. Strange noises come from inside. Suddenly, he drops his medicine. When he tries to pick up a pill, a strange hand grabs it. A horrifying man appears, and Eddie runs away. In the distance, he sees Pennywise staring at him. At home, Beverly hears voices coming from the bathroom sink. When she checks, she hears children screaming inside the drain, calling her. She lowers a measuring tape into it, and when she pulls it back, it's covered with hair and blood. Suddenly, hair bursts out of the sink and grabs her. She barely escapes as blood floods the room. When her father enters, he sees nothing unusual and assumes she imagined everything. That same night, Bill wakes up and hears noises. Following wet footprints, he sees Georgie running. Bill follows him into the basement. Georgie tells him to come float with him. Suddenly, he transforms into something horrifying, and Pennywise attacks Bill. Bill barely escapes. The next morning, the friends return to Beverly's house and see the room still covered in blood. Later, they encounter the bullies attacking Mike and forcing him to eat rotten meat. A fight breaks out between the two groups, throwing rocks at each other. Bill and his friends eventually scare the bullies away. Afterward, they notice many missing posters around town. Ben explains that according to the book, this happens every 27 years. Bill then shows them a map of the town of Derry. He explains that all the disappearances connect to the sewer system, which leads to a place called the Well House, where Pennywise likely lives. Soon the projector in Bill's house suddenly turns on by itself. The photos begin changing, and Pennywise suddenly emerges from one of the images and attacks them before disappearing again. Bill decides they must go to the haunted house to find Georgie. Inside the house, strange things start happening. Doors slam shut, lights flicker, and Pennywise appears multiple times, attacking the kids. During the chaos, Beverly stabs Pennywise with a metal rod, forcing him to retreat into a well. Outside, Eddie's mother arrives and takes him away. Bill insists they must return prepared to finish Pennywise once and for all. Meanwhile, Henry finds a red balloon tied to a box. Inside is his lost knife. Under Pennywise's influence, Henry murders his own father. Later, Pennywise kidnaps Beverly. Bill and the others realize she's missing and decide to rescue her. Armed with weapons, the friends return to the haunted house and climb down into the well leading to the sewer tunnels. Deep underground, they discover a horrifying sight: the bodies of many missing children floating in the air. They rescue Beverly just as Pennywise attacks again. The group finally fights back together. Without fear, they overpower Pennywise. Beverly drives a metal rod through him, and the monster is finally defeated. In the end, the friends survive, but Bill accepts that Georgie is truly gone. And that's where the story ends.